The Texas Revolution. The war that arose from October 1835 to April 1836 that would later become countries we all know, Texas and Mexico. In 1835, Texas wasn't its own country. Before Texas became its own country, the Mexican government was in charge. But there was one problem. They had to follow the Mexican government's rule, and this wasn't good because Texas was a large place back then, having approximately 52,700 people. This was a lot of people considering they started letting in settlers in 1803. In 1835, they began to go to war against the rule of the Mexican government, starting a rebellion. This rebellion caused the War of Gonzales. In 1821, when the Mexican government allowed the Anglo-Americans into the territory to colonize. Nearly a year after they let the Anglo-Americans into Mexican territory, Mexico became its own country. Then in 1829, the Mexican government was making a rule to get rid of slavery, which Texas didn't want. So they tried to fight for their independence. Right before the War of Gonzales, when the settlers requested a cannon, and right after they got the cannon, the Mexican government made a ban having weapons. So they sent 5 soldiers to come and retrieve the cannon. Then the settlers decided to bury the cannon in a peach field and told them they wouldn't give the cannon back. Soldiers who came to get the cannon were held as prisoners. Then Castaneda sent 100 soldiers because they said they wouldn't give the cannon back. They made a flag of a star, a cannon in the words "Come and take it." Then John Henry Moore launched an attack on the Mexican camp. Then Castaneda told his troops to fall back and told John to meet with them. They didn't want to give up the cannon. Then Castaneda knew he was outnumbered, so he fled back and let them take it. Therefore began the Battle of Goliad. After this, they did not want to give back the small cannon, therefore making Texas start to revolt. Then after the little battle, there were a few casualties. This was called the Battle of Goliad. After 10 more battles broke out after the battle. When the battle ended, Texas and Mexico became their own country. The only bad thing is that the enslaved people stayed enslaved until 1865. Then they weren't under the rule of Mexico and got their rights and were free.